Afternoon, and thank you for watching. I'm just getting ready right now to start my live connection here with 12radio.com. I have 3 seconds left to be able to do so, so here we go. Good afternoon and welcome to Sounds Like Lisa, we are on 12listen.com and 12radio.com, where we are changing the way that you listen to this world. I'm also streaming live broadcasting with Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. So for those of you who are about to join me, I am starting right now live. It is 1 p.m. Mountain Time or 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for those of you who are listening on the West Coast. This is Sounds Like Lisa. This is me, Lisa Gonzalez, your host today. I will be doing live Lisa Scopes, telling us what's going on with our sun signs for the rest of the week. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all have to say and how you join me today. So, welcome to my show. Okay, so what do I want to talk about this week? Well, we've got Libra moon, full moon coming up here as we're in Aries. We have the Libra full moon, which is going to usher in for everybody a time of communication and wanting to get things done and wanting to talk things out. So you'll go to see a lot of communication happening. We also have Mercury going into Aries, I believe. And so that's going to give us an opportunity depending on where Mercury is in your chart. But if it's hitting like the seventh house or something like that, it's going to be hitting relationships and how you connect with people this week. So this week is all about connections and trying to get done things that maybe you haven't been able to push through before. This is all about connecting with people and talking. So we'll see how the Lisascopes line up with what I'm saying about what's going on astrologically. But you can always find out that they definitely do their due diligence with each other and they work harmoniously if you are looking at more than one aspect of your chart. I like to tell people when they're listening to my Lisa Scopes, know your sun sign. That's the sign that you were born under, which is I'm born in October, so my sun sign is Libra, October 6th, so it would be Libra. You want to also know your moon and your rising sign, so you could take a look at those if you don't. A great way to take a look at that would be to go to something like astro.com and get a free chart made up and find out what your moon sign and your rising sign are so that you can figure out how this all pertains to you. Looking at those three aspects gives you a very full picture of what your week may look like when you can know what your rising sign is, your moon sign is, and your sun sign is. So hopefully these Lisa scopes give you a good connection to what will be going on with you this week. So, okay, so let's get into it. I've got my handy dandy cards here. Oh, hi, Pam. Yes, here I am. I am on time starting my show. My handy dandy cards, I'm shuffling this on. I can start to see certain people, which is always nice. I always like to see when people are coming on. And let's see what else is what I'm looking at here. Uh, you can always find me, Lisa Gonzalez, here um, on this show every day at this, well, every Tuesday at this time at 12 p.m. Uh, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or where I'm at is, I want to say, always 1 p.m. Mountain Time, and that's in Boulder, Colorado. So, in case you're wondering where I am doing this from, it's from Boulder, Colorado. So, I'm shuffling my handy dandy cards now, and I'm going to start out by putting out the cards, and we'll go from there. Okay. So the first card of the day is going to be for Capricorn. Let's take a look at what Capricorn is coming into for this week. Capricorn, we're going to pull this card for you. Capricorn has the Ace of Wands. So it's a good week for you to have new beginnings. Aces are always talking about new beginnings, so new ideas coming through. Uh, when you're in this mode, you've got a lot of ideas shining through. I would like you to take notes this week about all these ideas that you have. It'd be a great time for you to share them with people if you'd like to see them actually executed. But it means that you're going to be open, like an open vessel for these new ideas to come in. So pay attention to those as we go through this week. You may find that you're brimful of ideas probably surrounding your work or maybe something that you want to like actually manifest later on. It's a great week for you to kind of communicate these ideas and like follow through with these ideas that you're trying to get off the ground. But you're going to be almost frustrated because you're going to have a lot of ideas coming through this week for you. And it's a great week for you to journal those ideas and to share them with other people so that they might get behind you to give you the energy to make these energy like to give the energy of this essence of what you want to bring into this world, actually make it reality. So very nice for Capricorn this week. Going over to Aquarius. Let's see where we are with Aquarius. I want this one for Aquarius. Aquarius, you have the Strength card. So this is the week. It's interesting because I just said what this week was going to be about with communication, and we're looking at some of these cards that are coming up. The second card of the day here is the Strength card. It's a major arcana card. If you can take a look at it, I'm trying to get it to focus on it, but it says lust on it, and it says following your passion, basically. So Aquarius, you are about to like get a test of like going for what you want to go for this week. This is the Strength card. It is talking about finding your passion and really trying to like use your power and your energy to overcome old things and to like bring forth what your passions are. Um, Again, finding your passion and really trying to harness that in this week is going to be your key skill of what you would like to do this week for yourself. Looking at it completely, it's a great card to have during this week because this is a week of communication. So maybe you can channel some of that communication in with your passion and really make it something that is a very goal oriented week. I would set some goals for you, Aquarius, to like set forward for your passions that you need to like move forward and try to capture this week because with that Strength card, it means that you'll be overcoming some obstacles and like really focusing in on the passion of what you want to do. And you're going to see that you have some movement there just because that Strength card is there telling you, to go forward with this. So going over to Pisces, okay, Pisces, let's see what we have with Pisces this week. What do we have for our magical Pisces? We have the Prince of Wands. Okay, using your creativity and your imagination this week to move forward. This is a week that we take a look at and we say, okay, what can we manifest for ourselves? Just with the idea of like it being a communicating week. For this week, this is another sign that I'm going to say for Pisces. I want you to write down what your ideas and your ambitions are for this week. It's a great week for you to like kind of line up for what's coming up for you in the current months ahead. The Pisces is going to be given a lot of dream work, a lot of dreaminess, a lot of it's just kind of in your upper imagination is really what I'm talking about. There are things floating around that you're creatively wanting to execute. Let's bring that down from the ethers and like get this down on paper. If you notice in this card specifically, you can see the paper like almost like a notebook paper behind. It's giving you a hint to put down your dreams and aspirations right now, Pisces, because in order to make this work, you need to like and to materialize, you need to like take ownership of these dreams and these like things that are coming in from your subconscious to bring them into the conscious form so you can look at them and make goals to make this happen. So Pisces, get your pens and paper out. Be very aware of what your dreams may be this next week because this Prince of Wands is telling us that in your subconscious you hold the key to a lot of your desires, and it's coming through the subconscious, giving you an indication of where you want to be in the next few months. So pay attention to your dream work, pay attention attention to like what your creativity is showing you, and definitely journal this stuff down because you are being told that you have a lot of creativity coming through you right now. And so it's wanting for you to like pick out some of the best jewels of that creativity, like the good pieces. Like sometimes we get really good ideas, write that down so that you can work on making that into reality. And I'm sure you're going to have an interesting week doing this, Pisces, since it's all around you in your subconscious. Going over to Aries, it's your birthday week, your birthday month. I should say to Aries, but it's your week. So some of you have birthdays. My aunt's birthday was yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Penny. We have the Devil card. Okay, so for the Aries card for this week right now, you guys are focusing on the material things like roofs or stuff that needs to be handled this week and costing money. You're going to be seeing a lot of this. This is not the, I wish I could have given you one of the three previous cards because those are fun cards. But these, whenever we get the Devil card, we know that we're dealing with stuff that has to take money out of our pockets, basically, a lot of times. It's not the worst card in the deck. Uh, it is an ominous card for those who are scared of the devil, but the devil is all the materialistic things that you can't take with you, is what the focus of the attention is on. And so sometimes we have to get creative with having to deal with some of these things here. Um, I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, uh, why do we get the devil card at all? Well, it's basically because um it's basically because some of the stuff that we're doing is having to deal with the aspects of this world, and it's not always the most pleasant aspect of the world. Um, I feel that when you get the devil card, it's not the worst card in the world. It just means that you're going to have to be dealing with the materialistic aspects of this world. So hang tight with that, my friends. For those of you who are getting the devil card this week, it just means that you're probably doing uh what you want to do, but it's not always like what you would desire to do. Like this is talking about getting you into the more materialistic things. Okay, hold on one sec. I'm getting some feedback here. Okay. Okay. I'm hoping you guys can hear me now. I just edited something while I was just talking to you guys, and I don't know if it ended up working out well or not, but I think I'm still on the air, which is good. Uh, hold on one second here. I am going to be fixing this right now, so give me a second. I don't see you live on Facebook, so I see you here on YouTube. Yay. And let's see, wanted to know that my sister made it safely to Mexico as I said I would. Yes, well, I'm happy to hear that, Renee. This is awesome. So my Facebook may not be going to be, let me see if my Facebook is up or not. This is what we're looking at now. We have the devil card for the Aries, and the Aries is like sitting there going, okay, why do we get the devil card? Well, sometimes you have to deal with the materialistic things. This could be your car, this could be your house, this could be dealing with stuff that you don't really want to deal with, but you have to deal with, and that's what's going on with you right now, is what I'm seeing. Let's see what else we can get into here. Um, let's see. Okay, so I am having some problems with my Facebook, is what I'm seeing. I think I fixed it, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't see myself on Facebook right now, which is having me. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect for 1 second so everybody can see me. Hang tight, guys. And while I'm doing this, I will be shuffling the cards too. Um, Let me see. We're sending data, but we don't know if it's actually working. We don't want this to be offline. Let's see. Sending data. Edit. Close. Hopefully this will be working. Well, I am online and you can hear me on 12radio.com and also on YouTube if Facebook isn't working today. Sometimes things work and sometimes things don't work. But yeah, I guess we're going to have some interesting uh, communication errors, even though this is a week where communication should be going dandy. But, every once in a while we get this happening. So this is not always the most pleasant thing. Um, Let me also take a look at this. So let's go over to Taurus. I feel really bad that I'm not getting everybody where I should be. Um, and everybody should be seeing me, but it looks like we're going to have this happen because we do. Um, every once in a while we have some flaws, but I am working to make sure it gets connected while I'm doing my show at the same time. This is the one thing that makes it a little difficult when you are your own editor and your own producer, is that you notice that sometimes it just doesn't work the way you want it to work. And I'm noticing that right now, that we're having some issues with some of the things that shouldn't be having issues with. Let me take a look here. Um, hmm. Let's see if we've got it now. Okay, I think I'm online now with Facebook. Let me see. Says I'm online. Is it meaning that I'm online? Yes, I am online now. Yay. Okay, so now you can see me live on both things, which is good. I wasn't sure why I couldn't see this, but it is going to happen now. So now people can see me. Okay, so the Taurus card. For those of you who've missed out on some of the stream, I'm now starting up on Taurus. You can listen to it in the simulcast later on either YouTube or Facebook or 12 Radio. They will have the previous ones. Let's go over to Taurus now. But I know that we had a hard time to simulcast. Taurus has the Tower card, so things are going to be coming down in your life. Okay, things that aren't working for you are going to be crumbling down, and you're going to be piecing together the pieces this week, Taurus, of trying to rebuild certain situations that didn't work for you. And this is the third major arcana card that we have this week already, and we're not even halfway through we're almost halfway through the zodiac signs, so we know that this is an important week. Some weeks have more major arcana cards than others, and this is one of those weeks. When a Taurus gets this card, it's taken hard because it's a very analytical card. You're usually like trying to rebuild pieces and trying to make shapes from make things happen from the dregs of like things falling apart, like you're assembling the pieces. So this week you may feel a little discombobulated trying to put together the pieces again, uh things that you were trying to like rebuild. But it's not a bad week. It just means that you're scrambling around a bit, trying to make sure that like everything works for you this week, even though it probably won't work for you um, as easily as certain weeks do. You're just trying to put together the pieces because things aren't working in like a normal functioning fashion. So you may find yourself running around trying to do extra activities, trying to make things happen for yourself. Like there'll be 20 steps instead of 10 steps this week, Taurus, just trying to get what you need done. But hang in there, it will get better. I feel like I have Taurus right now probably hitting my communication, like making me do 10 steps more than what I was expecting to do today with my own radio navigation here. This could be one of the reasons. Going over to Gemini, let's take a look at Gemini. I know I have a lot of Geminis that listen to the show, so this is important that I talk to you about what you have. You have the disappointment card. It was reversed, but I'm going to hold it right up. So I want you to take a look at this card, Gemini. In the card, there is a path, and in the center of the path, there is a ginormous blockage. And so basically, this is saying that you're working through trying to get through the block. Now, it's upside down, which means that the blockage is not as severe as what you may have encountered before. I think you've probably encountered this blockage before, but you're trying to figure out how to get through the blockage on your path. Now, the only way to get through the blockage on your path, Gemini, is through your own thinking. You can't get away with like going around it or like having somebody else go through it. You have to do your own thinking. And this is talking about your own thinking that's causing the creative blocks in you. So it's about learning to change your thoughts here in order to like explode that blockage. Like you're the one that is holding all the negative thoughts in your head that's not allowing you to move forward. So with this card, it's all about like learning to dispel the blockages by you thinking differently. It was upside down, so the blockage is not that bad for you this week, but you're finding that your own obstacles are those of your own making. So there's a lot of mental activity of you getting around saying that you can't do something. You have to like sit there and war with yourself inside and be creative about this and try to find a reason why you can do something as opposed to why you can't do something, and these blockages will go away. But it's all about the way you think of these situations. It's an emotional thing too because it's the cups. So what do I mean by this? Like, you may think I can't do this because I'm afraid that I will hurt somebody else's feelings. Notice that your fear of hurting someone else's feelings is blocking you from actually doing what you need to do in order to like make these things happen for yourself. So when you find yourself having excuses this week, Gemini, try to work yourself out of it by finding the reasons why you can do something as opposed to why you can't do something, and then you'll find that these blockages will disappear. But it's definitely been one of these weeks for you to where you found that a lot of excuses were getting in your way. And we want you to be able to get on your path and keep moving forward without saying, I can't do this because. Okay. So I can do this because I thought of a different way around the solution, is really what I'm wanting for the Geminis this week. What you can do as opposed to what you cannot do, and you'll find you'll have a pretty good week. But it is about removing those obstacles that are keeping you from going forward. And it's all with your own self-talk. And I know that's hard to hear, but it's something that you can get through if you just listen to yourself. Every time you say I can't do something, ask yourself, why can't you? And then turn it around and say, wait, I can do this. I can do this, and this is how I'm going to do this. And then you will achieve what you need to achieve this week. Okay, Gemini? Going over to Cancer. Cancer's over here. Well, I'm glad that Renee found me on YouTube, and I know that my YouTube page is working. I also know that my Facebook is finally working. So those of you who are finally tuning in on Facebook, sorry about that. We had some issues in the very beginning, but we got through them. Okay, so the Strive card is for Cancer. Now, this is an interesting card to have for Cancer because it's showing that you've been in a hole and you're just trying to get out of your hole action wise in some ways. So you're trying to figure out how to get out of your rut. Well, ask other people for help. That's the first thing I'm going to tell Cancer this week. When you find yourself stuck, don't be afraid to ask other people for help. That five card. So we have two fives in a row, and let's talk about fives. Fives are about being stuck in a situation usually. It doesn't have the inertia to get to a six. You have to find the inertia from within. For the five of cups, with the Gemini that I just talked about, they had to find their emotional support to allow them to like look at it differently. For the five of wands, you have to think differently, is what this is saying for Cancer. So when you find yourself in a rut in a situation, you have to think outside of the box and ask other people for help, Cancer. And you will find that these people will be there for you to help you if you just ask. But if you try to do it on your own, you're going to find that you're stuck. So there's certain situations that you're finding yourself stuck because you haven't asked for help. So this week it's all about asking for help, Cancer, and realizing that people are there who are your friends, your coworkers, your colleagues. Um, people are there to help you if you just ask and don't try to take everything on at once. Then you can get out of your rut. But it's all about getting yourself into a situation to where you can ask other people for help to get yourself into a better place. So you will see that other people can help you this week, Cancer, if you just ask them, and you'll get yourself out of your rut and get yourself moving to where you want to be, as opposed to being stuck in your head and not being able to get your thoughts out and get actions going. This is how you're going to make things happen for you this week, Cancer. So hang in there, okay? It's all about asking others for help. Going over to Leo. Leo is having a rough week this week. They have the 7 of discs. And I look at this card as, I don't like the word that they use here. It says failure, but I'm going to say nostalgia. So in this card, there's a guy sitting on a bench and he's looking down and he's not very happy. He's thinking about the past and all the things that he could have done differently and wishing that the past was where he liked where it was in the beginning, and now he's realizing he's made some mistakes. So Leo, this week is like looking back in your past and realizing the mistakes that you made, wishing things were different, and not knowing how to move forward because it's not the same. Things have changed. It's not the same as it was in the past. It's a hard card. It's a 7 card because things have to change. Things have changed for you, Leo, and you're feeling like you don't like where they are now. Well, you can use your mind to try to change them back. Well, you can't go back, okay? But take a look at where they were before. Was like the very beginning of a relationship or the very beginning of an action good, and then it turned sour. Why did it turn sour? Chances are the reason it turned sour was because of your need to control a situation, and this is why it's nostalgia. Try to figure out how you can move forward in your situation without doing what you were doing that was not healthy for you. Um, Things won't be the same as they were in the past, but you can make the future better by future planning and saying, okay, I'm going to change these things and maybe not be so controlling and let people or situations have their say and like take their course as opposed to try to micro control a situation. A lot of times when we have the 7 of discs for Leos, it's because they tried to control a situation too much and they ended up smothering the life out of the situation as opposed to just letting the situation be. So this nostalgia that you're feeling about why things didn't work out, a lot of it has to do with the way you handled it. If you can realize that you were handling it with such a tight grip that it didn't allow for the nature of the situation to have its own life, then you can realize that what you need to do to move forward with the situation is allow the situation to do its thing a little bit more without you trying to hold such an iron grip on it, and you'll find it will turn out better. But right now, you're upset that it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to because of your own actions. And it's okay. People do this all the time, not just Leos. We try to control a situation to the point that we make it sour. So hang tight, Leo. Try to give some life into the situations that you're like thinking about, and make it different than what it is now moving forward by um, giving you a new lease on things, by giving it a little more room to breathe. This makes sense to Leo, I'm sure. um, with whatever I'm seeing that they're really upset about why things aren't working out. They handled it too fast. They call that fast handling. And with such a tight grip on situations, sometimes it makes it hard for this situation to thrive. So loosen up your grip, allow things to live, and you'll see that things will thrive if you just allow things to be. Okay, and not try to micromanage everything. Going over to Virgo. Virgo over here. Virgo is tricky. Virgo has another 7. We just went from a 7 with Leo to a 7 of Wands with Virgo. Now, this talks about changing jobs, changing direction. Take a look at this, jumping from one thing to the next. So there's changes coming up for you, Virgo. You may be changing jobs, changing where you live, changing direction, but it's a leap of faith for you. It's something very scary for you this week, but it's going to turn out fantastic. So you may find that you're changing like your direction of your path this week, and you may be thinking about changing your jobs or changing a situation, even your housing. I mean, there's some changes here. You're doing it for a reason though, and the reason is a good reason. So the Seven of Wands is a very good thing for Virgos this week as they make their leap of faith and they go from one thing to another. The change is good, though. This is what I want to tell you guys, Virgo. It's the right week for you guys to make these changes. So it's almost like having a breakthrough and making a change, and then all of a sudden you see things get better. So Virgo has a good week this week, but embrace that change. They don't like change too much, but embrace the change, and you'll find that your energy is going to move smoothly because it wants for this change to happen this week. Okay, Virgos? All right, going over to Libra. Libra has the Two of Swords. So it's saying, Libra, it's time for a vacation. It's time to like check out. It's time to be quiet. It's time to like take some time off coming up this week. You may find yourself kind of checking out a little bit or taking some time off and having some time to rest. But it's talking about not engaging in the normal battle today, but giving yourself some time and space this week to be creative or to allow for other things to happen this week, which is awesome. I mean, I'm really happy to hear that Libras are taking some time off. And I don't know how this is going to work with all the Libras that I know, but it's time to take some time off and to have a little kind of rest or respite from the day-to-day stuff, and you're going to find that you're going to find yourself energized and charged and ready to look forward to the things that are going to be coming up in the next few weeks. But it's to, even if this means by taking some time off and having a bubble bath, but a lot of times this means like taking a vacation or just taking some time off to be, and it's really what you need this week as far as like some travel or is indicated, could be indicated, but just taking time off to do what you need to do in order to recoup and reevaluate what your situations are for the next week. But good week for us to do that. It's a very creative week. Make sure you're journaling, and we will talk to you soon. All right, going over to Scorpio. Scorpio is, let's take a look at Scorpio. This one wants to come out for Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio has the 10 of Wands. You're feeling really oppressed with your situation, Scorpio. You may not like your job. You may not like what you're doing right now, but you want to get out of it. This 10 means it's the end of a cycle, but you're not feeling very happy with what you are facing right now. So this 10 of Wands is telling me, Scorpio, that you're feeling oppressed. But the good news is this, is that a one is what is next up, which means new beginnings for you. This is the end of a cycle. So recognize that whatever you're doing, it's probably the end of what you're doing, and that you'll be doing something new pretty much coming up soon because you don't like what you're doing right now. Ah, let's see. Christy says that sounds like every week lately. Oh, I hear you, Christy. I know. Well, some weeks are better than others, and sometimes these phases go on for a little longer than, 1 week. I know that Libra had 2 weeks in a row where they had the same card, where it just felt like never ending. So now it's saying to take a vacation for Libra. And I don't even know what that means, but I know that this is something that we're all looking into as far as the Libras are concerned, is like to try to figure out what is coming up next. Okay. All right. Hello, my beautiful Libra sister. Would love a card as heading tomorrow out with friends to dinner casino. See, you're going on vacation, Maureen. I will take a look at one of those cards in a second. She is a Libra, so she understands what I'm saying. But as far as Scorpio is concerned, before I get off of Scorpio, I know that this is a frustrating card to have. This 10 of wands is it says oppression. So it's saying that you're going to be frustrated with everything right now, and you're waiting for that to end in order for you to get into a new cycle. That new cycle is coming up, okay? I just want you guys to know that new cycle is coming up. You just have to recognize that you're at the end of it, and the end usually feels the most frustrating before there's a break. Okay. And the newness is going to be starting probably next week or so. But if you're feeling frustrated this week as a Scorpio with your job and your situation in life and like where you're at, guess what? That 10 of Wands makes exact sense for you. But it does not mean that you're going to be there forever. This too shall pass. It's just one of those weeks where you're going to feel frustrated. So hang in there, my Scorpio friends, because another week is coming up pretty soon and we'll get through this week. And you'll know that if you're feeling slightly agitated about the situation, you may not be having great communication skills with people right now. You're finding like you're getting blocked or whatnot. Do not despair. It will get better. It will change next week. And I'm sure you'll be having a different week with like different advantages as we all do. Like I said, these are just for the week. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're here for the rest of your life. Okay. Um, Pam says that makes sense. I'm a Scorpio, sounds spot on. And Pam was the one who said earlier, which I did not say. It said, would love a card or two after you do your scopes, Lisa. So many things are popping up that need my attention that I'm feeling very overwhelmed. That's exactly what I'm talking about with Scorpio. You are right on cue, Pam. Let's go and do Sagittarius so I can end these scopes. And I know that some of you didn't hear some of the earlier scopes, but I will make sure that it is on the recording so that you can hear it hopefully later on if you missed some of the scopes. It will be on the 1 2 radio recording and it will be on probably YouTube and Twitch, probably. And I don't know, we'll figure it out. If you need me to reiterate it, later on or to you, just shoot me an email and I'll tell you, okay? So Sagittarius, last but not least, let's see what Sagittarius is. Sagittarius is the queen of discs. Actually, Sagittarius is a good week for you. You are going to be getting all sorts of accolades and awards and like good things coming for you. Great. I'm thinking of like a promotion. This is actually a great week for you. You could be accomplishing what you want to get, but this is also um, I'm thinking the Sagittarius is that I do know this is going to be a fruitful week for you. I'm so happy to see that, believe me. But like, I feel accolades, awards, recognition is what is coming up for the Sagittarius. If you're looking for a promotion, this week is probably when your promotion will occur. And if you're looking for acknowledgement for something, this is when your acknowledgement will happen. But it's a great week for Sagittarius to see some signs do better than other signs this week, and this is the way it goes with people. Sometimes people are in the good weeks, and sometimes people are in the not so good weeks. But Sagittarius has a good week, and I can't wait to hear what happens with the Sagittarius, especially since I live with one, and something good needs to be happening. So I'm happy to see that like something good will be happening this week for my Sagittarius that I live with. It's been a long haul, so this is going to be good. All right, now this comes to my favorite part of my show, which is when I get to talk to people and read them. All right. So I'm like exciting. And Maureen just said, Lisa, your scopes are always so spot on, as every family member, Scorpio, Leo, Cancer, Libra is right on target. Your scopes are always great coping mechanism. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it because sometimes I do it and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just doing it, and it makes sense to other people, even if it doesn't make sense to the person. Like, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what is coming up, you know. But now that I hear that, that makes me feel so much better. And I'm so sorry that you just got over food poisoning, Maureen. That's no fun. That's awful. But I love the fact that I'm getting a lot of validation, like from Pamela. Pamela says that makes sense. I'm a Scorpio, sounds spot on. Uh, let's see. Let's take a look at those of you who want me to take a look at some of the personal stuff that's going on uh, in your face and like in the feed here. Let's see. I'm very happy that Renee's sister, last week she wanted me to take a look at if her sister was going to be safe or not, and Renee's sister was able to get into her home in Mexico safely, as I said she would. Well, I'm very happy to hear that. That's fantastic. Hi, Terry. It's good to see you. Christy said, that sounds like every week lately. I know, Christy, this is what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes these like phases go on long time, and it gets really frustrating. But don't worry, things do change. It's not always that way. So Pam wants to have a card or two after I do my scopes. So many things are popping up that need my attention that I'm feeling overwhelmed. Pam, do me a favor and give me your birthday so that I can like take a look at those cards for you, okay? Maureen wants us. I know Maureen's birthday, so I can do Maureen's question to me. I think she had a question too. Let's take a look. She'd love a card as she's heading out to with friends to dinner and casino. Nice. Maureen, didn't you just go and see a bunch of stuff on Broadway too, or was that my imagination? Which I definitely want to do myself one of these days. I can't wait to do it. Okay, so Pam's birthday is Scorpio too. So let's do Maureen first. She is my Libra sister. She has the same birthday as me. This is how I know her birthday. It's kind of easy to remember when you know it's your birthday. And let's take a look at some of these cards. So Maureen wants to know about how things are going to go, and she goes into the casino. Well, it shows me that you're much better than you were. This was you with the food poisoning, the futility. You wanted to get away from it. You were not feeling so very well. You could see that. That was the recent past. Where you are is the Queen of Swords. You're in charge. I'd say go ahead and have a great time and bet. It looks like you're pretty lucky this weekend, Maureen. And then you have the Princess of Cups here, which is talking about self confidence and like being free to do what you want. I actually think that this weekend's going to be a pretty lucky week for you, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun with your friends at the casino. You'll probably do fairly well if you decide to bet. I mean, it's a good luck week for you, Maureen, as far as like betting and all that stuff. But yes, this is good. Yes, Maureen says, loving retirement. Well, I'm glad that you are accepting retirement. That's the first thing that I like, even if it's a temporary retirement. I'm glad that you are getting into being free to do what you want to do because that's an awesome thing to do. So, thank you very much, Maureen. And I hope you have a great weekend at the casino. Let's go up to Pamela. Pamela's birthday is 11/4. And let's take a look. I'm going to take three cards for you, Pamela. So, Pamela, what I'm getting for the three cards from you, let me tell you what you have. You have the Hierophant upside down, okay? You have the Eight of Wands upside down, and then you have the Chariot card right side up. So, what do these three cards mean? Okay, well, the first card, the Hierophant card upside down, is telling me that you didn't get good advice or something has been going on where there wasn't good advice around you, and now you're having communication issues with somebody. um, it's not going as well as you would like this to go. Now, the Chariot card is showing me that there's new beginnings coming your way and you have a fresh start, but you have to make a decision on which way you're going to go. And also saying to take control of the situation. Now, I'm not sure. I feel like there's more than one thing going on here, and I can unpack this. I don't know if you want me to necessarily unpack all of this, but what I'm unpacking is that you're having a hard time communicating with somebody else here, and that you're trying to go for new beginnings. Tell me if this makes sense, and in which situation we're taking a look at this. I guess is my question. I sense though that it's going to get better, that you're going to have to take control of the situation and really kind of control the dialogue and dictate which way a situation's going to go because the communication is not so great here. So I am curious to know why. Yeah, there's my spidey reflexes right there. I am curious to know why you've been having why you've been having these issues with the communication, why there's been this problem, and where the bad advices come from. I don't feel like it's been on your end; it was been on the other person's end that there's some issues with this. So definitely give me a shout out and like let me know what I mean by this because I don't understand like in what context this is going to, but I'm sure this makes sense to you and you're hearing kind of what you need to hear. I can get into it a little bit more if I had just a little more information, but I can see that you taking control of the situation, having a fresh start is going to change things. And I hope this makes sense to you. Got bad legal advice and no support. So there was the bad advice and no support. And now you're not having the good communication. Can you get a new lawyer, Pamela? Um, because that's what I'm looking at. You can move forward with with a new beginning here. That seven is saying that you're going to change your situation here if you can. If you can afford to, basically is what it's showing me. But I think you can. You just need to move forward. I had to take off my neck thing over there because I heard some noises on my phone for some reason through my neck thing. Um, Looking for a new lawyer now. Yes, spot on again. Okay, got new lawyer now. Perfect. I feel this new lawyer is going to be giving you the better advice and that you can go forward with that new lawyer. And that's why that chariot card is here. Okay, so that you can go forward and take control of the situation and you'll be getting better advice and you'll know what to do as far um, far as like how to handle the situation because you got bad legal advice and that's not your fault. Having no support and having you know no help this way has been difficult, but I do think you're going to get out of it. Okay, this is good. Let's see. Apsana Goel, I've never met you before. You want to know how it will be for you and your husband in May. I'm happy to uh wait, I said your name wrong. On Abazna. Abazna is how I say your name. Abazna Goel. Okay, Apasma, if you could send me your birthday and your husband's birthday, I would be able to do that much more clearly. If you could do that for me, I would love to do that. Okay, I just don't want to like murder your name. So send me your birthday and I will look at you, Apasna, as soon as I get that information. Jean says, "Hi, darling. Could you please pull a card or two for me?" I can absolutely pull a card or two for you, Jean. It's good to see you. Let's see. And Pam said, of course, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you for listening, Pam. I'm happy to be able to help you. Okay, Jean, I'm going to pull for you now. I know your birthday, so that makes it easier. Well, we're going into something better. Um, Okay, so we have so Jean, you just came out of being really worried about a situation, having your hands full with everything here, trying to keep everything up in the air. That's what this situation shows me with this worry card, that you holding everything up in the air. Then there was the judgment card that came down. So you had a good judgment that's going on. It was a fair judgment. That's probably what happened in the lawsuit that happened with you recently, which is good. And then the Hierophant card is pay attention to what other people are telling you to do. Pay attention to the advice other people are telling you to do. I'm curious to know what you're being advised on and why you need to listen to somebody else. That's my first question that I would want to know. And who is this person advising you? But I can tell you that they're going to, you have the pleasure card here. We always love the pleasure card. That's the Six of Cups here. They're going to give you good advice so that you can stay clear of any other issues that are coming up for you. So I hope this makes sense to you, Jean. But I'm curious to see what type of advice are you looking for right now. But it looks like it will be good advice. Okay, so this is good. Okay, let's take a Basna. A Basna is the 14th of so you are an Aries and your husband Sandeep is an Aries as well. Let's take a look at what's coming up for you next month as you uh let's take a look at this. So no one's advising you now, Jean. I guess you're going to be getting some advice though, because that's what we were like looking at. But I'll go back and look at that and understand what that means. Because that Hierophant card was there, or you should be getting some advice, even if you're not. So I don't know what that means. I'll take a look at that in a second. So let's take a look at Apasna here. I'm going to pull for what she wants to know what's going on with her and her husband in May. Um, ooh, it's interesting because you guys are having a rough time, Apasna. I can see that. You have the Four of Cups here, which means that the Four of Wands here, which means that there was a completion. You're looking at like having to figure out like whether you should stay or not be in your relationship. You have outside circumstances that are really weighing in on your relationship right now. It's telling me to keep your head down and just keep working through it. I almost feel like other people are in your relationship right now, making it difficult for you two to succeed. But I do feel that the Ace of Cups here is that there is a chance that you can recuperate your losses and move forward. I feel like you have a lot of turmoil around you, and this turmoil isn't necessarily yours. It's what the family is causing, is what I'm seeing. I hope this makes sense to you. It's saying to keep quiet and keep working through it, and then you'll be able to have a reprieve. Are you having people live with you that like shouldn't be in your house or something that's causing issues? Because I'm feeling that May is going to be a little difficult, but once we hit July, things get better for the two of you. So, um, I'm feeling that other people cause the problems in your relationship more than is it his mother or something? Is there something? Let me see. There's more messages. Let me get down here. Spot on. Uh, oh, husband's month is November. Oh, 11th of November. Okay, I got you. You're in Aries. You say, oh boy. So you guys can fight when you fight, but I can see spot on, want everything to be okay with him. He's in November. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. November 4th. That's right. That's right. You were doing it backwards, and I should have recognized that. But I still got the sense of it either way because I'm going through you. And then spot on, want everything to be okay with him. Yeah, his mom. See, his mom. So his mom is getting in the way of this. Listen, by July, things are going to be better. So I'm wondering, is his mom visiting now and then we'll be gone? Because I think she causes a lot of problems, but things will get better once she's not in the picture or once she's not under your roof, is what I'm feeling. But the two of you, you're in Aries, you don't fight him, you're not a typical Aries. I don't feel like you speak up as much as you should. You just try to like make the peace, and he's very moody, and so um he's going to be different. No, she's staying. Oh boy. Okay. Well, it gets better in July, this much I know. So you will figure out how to like deal with her in your house by that time, but hang tight, it does get better. This Ace of Cups tells me that you will be able to, but she does cause the ruckus. I mean, she's got the indolence card here, and I can tell that you just have to keep your head down, and keep moving forward, even though this is like difficult for you. Um, it's going to be difficult in May, but I do feel like it's better, like I said, in July for you. It She doesn't seek with me. She doesn't speak with you. Yeah, I can see that. Ignore her. If she doesn't speak to you, ignore her and you just do your thing. It's not your fault that she doesn't like you and she's just being difficult. She doesn't like the fact that you are the wife and like her place feels less than now. So things will be okay to him as long as you try to keep the peace, like I said, and just ignore her and turn the dynamic on her. You don't try to please her. She's the one that's the pill in this situation. Just ignore her. That's the best that you can do. And spend some time alone with him if you can. See if you can get away and like take a weekend without her or something. But like I said, July is going to be better. I feel like you get through this and it will get better for you, Apsana. I'm so sorry, like Apansa, that I'm so sorry that this is like your situation right now because I don't see her leaving necessarily, but I do see July being a better month for you. So I don't know what's going. Maybe she leaves in July, but I do see you having a few months of it being rough. Did he file for divorce last month? You said he's filed for divorce. Oh boy. Um I'm glad that you have faith in God. I don't, I was wondering like how long it would be. I'm just wondering if he's divorce won't be filed. The divorce won't be finalized until like it's still saying 3 months from now. We're in April, May, June, July. Again, July is going to be the month of what things are going to change for the two of you. Whether you get divorced or she leaves, you're going to have peace and you'll be walking away from this in July. I do feel though that your husband doesn't have the cojones, the balls to stick up to his mother, which makes things really hard for you. Just ignore her. That's the best thing that you can do and just wait for July where I see a reprieve from you to where things get better. And I don't know if he'll actually go through the divorce. I know he's filed for it, but July will tell you whether or not this divorce is actually going to be going through. I feel that he's caught in his emotions between you and his mother, and he's not doing a very good job at like managing them very well. I'm so sorry, but you know what? Let's get you to July and things will be better then, okay? Hang tight with that. And you keep the peace on that because she's just not like a very easy person. And I'm glad that you have faith in God. If God wants you to be in this relationship, he'll have you be in this relationship. If God wants you to have a better relationship than this relationship, he'll have you divorce and then you'll find somebody else. I mean, that's not what you want right now and that's not what you want to hear, but God will always take you to where there's a better place, okay? So hang tight in this. But July, I do feel you're going to have some peace out of all of this, and um, that's when I think things like work out for you, okay? Well, thank you so much, Apasna, and I wish you the best. Come and tune in with us again, okay? Take care. All right, so let me take a look at this. Uh, I see. Hello. And hi, Patty. Thank you, Caddy. Kelly over here asking if spine injections will be helpful. Yes, spine injections will be helpful. Your doctor probably recommended it with the Hierophant card. I think you'll feel free from pain for a little while. They will do a temporary relief for a while for you for like 4 months at a time, is what it's saying. It doesn't feel like those spine injections are every week. It looks like they're on a quarterly basis, but they will help you from what I'm seeing with the cards here, and you will feel some peace in your back for a little while, uh, which is important for you. And I hope this helps you. Now, I know I saw, let's see, there was one person who said that they wanted Denise. Hi, Lisa. I'm feeling called to write blog, thinking about investing in a writing course. Do you feel this is necessary or can I do it on my own? Let me take a look at you. You are a Pisces. Yeah, I do it the right way for you, 311. And let's take a look at this. You don't need the course, Denise. I don't feel like you need the course to do this. If you wanted to do a course, you could, but you don't need to do a course from what I'm seeing, okay, Denise? So I think you could do it on your own, actually. I think if you needed anything, you could YouTube it. And it's giving me the Sun card, which is the yes card, like for you to like go for it. So I feel very strong in the fact that I can like back this and say, yes, you can do this on your own, Denise. I don't think you need a course, but you are a Pisces and you do like groups, but you don't need it. You might do it for emotional support, but you can definitely do it on your own. But I also think that if you're stressed about like paying for a course or whatnot, you don't need it, but you could YouTube whatever you thought you needed if you had any problems. I think you could find the answers online for the things that you were like curious about or like had a little self doubt with. You can find like the answers that you need through just looking it up. But I actually feel like that's the right direction for you to go in, and I encourage it strongly. So hopefully this will make sense to you, and that you can uh, go forward with that. Oh, well, this has been like a good day with people like asking me questions. That's very sweet. That was very sweet. Pasan uh, Upasna, I wish I could say her name better. Upasna said, "Take care. Thank you. You're very sweet. God bless you. That was very sweet." And Patty just said, "Thank you. That's very good." Is there anybody else who needs anybody or anything right now? Last call. Last call for a card. Last call for alcohol. I used to do that when I was bartending. Last call for alcohol. Bartending. Did you know that I got my start doing the cards as a bartender? I really did. I would spend my days in the bar, like when I was bartending, kind of bored, and I'd pull out the cards with my clients, that were at the bar, and I'd be like, "Pick a card, let me tell you about your life." I did very well as a bartender with my cards, but that's how I ended up honing my skill. This is a fun fact, random fact about Lisa and her skills. I didn't take it very seriously when I was in my 20s. I was just learning how to read them on my own accord and learning how to read people at the bar. But this is how I started off my cards with doing what I would call card tricks. I would tell the people at the bar to pick a card, and I tell them about their lives. And this is how I learned to read people. And it was a very fun time back then. But I did get a lot of I got a lot of practice that way. It's not the most traditional way that most people learn to read cards, but it was the way that I learned how to read cards. And I'm thankful for those days every day. But I am thankful also that I never have to shout out last call for alcohol anymore because I really didn't like being a bartender that much. It was okay to do, but I think I found my calling nonetheless. So, yes, that's a fun fact of Lisa scopes and how they originated was from the bar, from the bar. So my last call is now done. So I'm going to leave you guys. It's good to see you and have a great week, guys. I hope that you make good choices. And if you need to find me, you know where I am every Tuesday here at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1 p.m. Mountain Time, whichever works for you. All right, guys, take care. I'll be back next week. And until then, have a great week.